The Lord urges his child not to scroll past this moment. They must pause because he is speaking directly to them. Yes, to them. This is no mere coincidence, not an accident nor something to ignore. He has been trying to reach their heart. And right now, in this very second, they are hearing his voice. They may not understand why they felt the urge to stop, why something inside them said, "Listen." But that was him. He calls them because there is something they must hear. Something they cannot afford to miss. He sees how quickly their mind moves. How easily distractions pull them away. How often they think they will return to this later. But later is not promised the way they think. This moment was prepared for them. He has aligned it, arranged it, and brought them here for a reason. If they skip this, they may miss the very answer they have been praying for, the clarity they have been seeking, the peace their heart has been longing to feel. They have been asking him questions in the quiet places of their life. They have wondered why things are not moving, why doors seem closed, why answers feel delayed. And now, as he begins to speak, they stand at a turning point. Will they listen, or will they let this pass like every other moment they overlooked? He is not speaking to the crowd right now. The Lord is speaking to you, his child. This message carries his divine intention for your life, and he asks for your attention. Stay with him. Do not rush ahead. Do not let your thoughts drift. What he is about to reveal will shift the way you see your situation. It will calm the storm inside you even if everything around you still feels uncertain. He knows the weight you are carrying, and he knows the questions keeping you awake at night. That is why he asks you to stay, to listen and to receive. And as you choose to stay in his presence with him, he wants you to do something simple but powerful. Let this not be for you alone. There are others just like you who are searching, who are hurting, who are waiting for a sign that he has not forgotten them. If you feel his presence right now, if something in your spirit is stirring, then like this message right I am listening in the comments and share this with 3 people who need to hear his voice today. Help this message reach those he is calling. Subscribe and stay connected because he is not finished speaking to you. Do not move away yet, dear child. This is only the beginning. He has more to tell you, and what comes next will open your eyes in a way you did not expect. Stay close. He is here. His child. He sees them more clearly than they see themselves. He knows the thoughts they keep hidden, the emotions they struggle to explain, and the quiet battles they fight when no one else is watching. They may feel overlooked by the world, misunderstood by people, or even distant from him at times. But he has never taken his eyes off them. Not for a single moment have they been outside of his care. He has watched them carry burdens they never talk about. He has seen them smile in front of others while their hearts felt heavy within. He knows the nights when sleep would not come easily because their minds were filled with questions, worries, and what ifs. He was there in every tear they tried to hide, in every prayer they whispered, even when they wondered if he was listening. He heard their every single word. He felt every ounce of their pain. They have been walking through a season that has tested their patience and their faith. At times it has felt like they were moving forward without direction, like doors kept closing just as they reached for them. They questioned themselves, they questioned their path, and yes, there were moments when they even questioned him, but he did not turn away from them. In those moments, he stayed closer than ever, holding them steady even when they felt like they were falling apart. He knows how it feels for them when answers come slowly. He knows the frustration that rises when life stops making sense. When they cannot see the whole picture, they have often asked why this happens to them. Why do they feel so stuck, though they may not have heard his response clearly before he is speaking? Now, so they will understand. They are not stuck, and they are not forgotten. Every step they have taken, even the most uncertain ones, has been witnessed by him. Even the moments they thought were mistakes, he is weaving into something much greater. Nothing in their lives is wasted, not their waiting, nor their pain, nor their confusion. He has used it all to shape and strengthen them, preparing them in ways they cannot yet comprehend. He sees his children's desire to do what is right. He sees their effort to keep going, even when it feels hard. He sees how their hearts still long for peace, for purpose, and clarity. That longing they feel inside is no coincidence. It is a sign he is drawing them closer to himself. They are not alone on this journey, even if it has felt lonely. He invites them closer to let their guard down. They do not have to pretend with him. They do not have to carry everything alone. The Lord already knows what they are going through, and he is there, not to judge them, but to guide them, to comfort them, and to lead them forward. He asks them to stay close because what he is about to reveal next will begin to change everything they thought they understood about this season. He tells them to listen closely because what he is about to reveal will shift the way they see everything. The waiting they are experiencing is not a punishment. It is not his way of holding them back or denying them what their heart desires. The waiting is his preparation. It is his careful, intentional work within them and around them. While they have been looking for movement on the outside, he has been creating transformation on the inside. They have believed at times that delay means something is wrong, that perhaps they missed their moment or took a wrong turn. But he tells them with love and truth, nothing that is meant for them can pass them by. What he has written for their life cannot be erased by a single mistake, a wrong decision, or a moment of doubt. His plans are not fragile, or neither is their purpose. When he asks them to wait, it is because he sees what they cannot see. He sees the people, the timing, the conditions, and the unseen details that must align perfectly. If he were to give them everything right, without proper preparation, it would not bless them, it would overwhelm them. They are not being delayed, they are being developed. Their character is being strengthened. Their faith is being refined. Their heart is being aligned with his. There are things they have prayed for that require a stronger version of them, a wiser version of them, a more grounded and trusting version of themselves. And he loves them too much to rush that process. He will not place them in something they are not ready to sustain. So while they wait, he is building them into someone who can carry the very blessing they are asking for. They cannot measure his work by what they see happening around them. Much of what he does is hidden at last, just as a seed grows beneath the soil before it ever breaks through the surface. He has been working in ways they cannot yet perceive. And when the time is right, what he has planted in their lives will rise, and it will be undeniable. So they must release the fear that nothing steers. They must reject the lie of falling behind. They are exactly where they need to be right now. They can trust him in stillness. They can trust him in silence. Even now he is moving, and as this truth settles into their hearts, he speaks to his child. This is their moment to respond beyond listening. The Lord is using this message as a river of living water flowing beyond them into the lives of others who are still wandering in dryness. When they give, they are not supporting a channel. They are sowing seeds into souls. He is calling back to Himself. He has said, "Give and it shall be given unto you." And He speaks that over them now as a living promise, not distant words. They feel this stirring and can say, "Lord, I will be part of what you are doing." They must not hesitate because obedience delayed is opportunity missed. Their giving becomes a light that reaches someone sitting in darkness tonight. A PayPal link is waiting in the description and a QR code placed before them in every video. These are no coincidence. They are invitations He has set before them. They must step forward and act. As they release what is in their hand, He will release what is in His. He will multiply their seed, expand their provision, and pour back into their lives in ways they cannot contain. Their family, they want to share something important with them all. Recently their channel has been demonetized by YouTube, which means they no longer receive any earnings from their videos. Each video takes a lot of time, effort, editing and resources to create, but they still want to continue spreading these powerful and uplifting messages to them. They truly wish to keep this channel alive and continue their mission, but doing so without any support is becoming incredibly difficult. If their content has ever helped anyone, inspired them, or supported them in any way, they humbly ask for support through Buy Me a Coffee. Even a small donation helps them continue this journey. The link to support is in the comments and the description box. They thank everyone for the love and prayers. May God bless them. Now His child must take their place in His harvest. To His child, He speaks to them not to burden their heart, but to guide it back into alignment with Him. There have been times when their impatience made them run ahead of His timing. They felt pressured to make things happen, forcing doors open, trying to create progress because waiting felt too heavy. The Lord understands why they felt that way, but He wants them to see that when they move without Him, they carry weight they were never meant to bear. At times they leaned more on their own understanding than on His voice. They tried to figure everything out, trying to control outcomes, predicting what would happen next. And when things did not unfold the way they expected, frustration grew inside them. They questioned why things were not working, why everything felt harder instead of easier. But it was not because the Lord had abandoned them. Rather, they had stepped outside of the covering of His direction. He does not say this to condemn them. He says this because He loves them too much to let them keep walking in a way that drains them. They were not created to carry life on their own shoulders. They were created to walk with Him, to trust Him, to lean into His wisdom instead of their own limited view. When they try to control everything, they lose the peace He has already placed within their reach. He has seen the moments when doubt crept in and whispered that they needed to take matters into their own hands. He has seen the fear that if they didn't act quickly, they might miss their chance. They must listen closely. What He has for them does not require rushing or striving or forcing. His blessings do not come through anxiety. They come through alignment. So He calls them back gently but firmly. To slow down, to release the need to control every detail, to let go of timelines they created in their own mind. Those are not higher than His. His timing is not late, nor is it uncertain. It is precise. Every delay they resisted was actually protection. Every closed door they questioned was guidance. They must also guard their hearts from comparison. When they look at others and feel like others are moving ahead while they remain still, and it creates a quiet dissatisfaction inside them. But they do not walk that path. They walk their own. What God is building in them is unique, requiring a very different pace, different process, and unique preparation. They cannot measure their journey by another person's timeline. They return to a place of trust as his child, laying down all pressures, thriving, and the desperate need to figure things out. They do not have to fight their way forward. He is already clearing a path, but they must walk with him, not before him. They stay close to his voice. When he says wait, they trust his silent work. When he says move, they step forward with confidence. They must not act from fear or impatience. Again, he is leading them towards something greater, and he will never fail them. He knows that this journey has not been easy for them. There were moments when they felt like giving up, when the heavy burden of everything they carried seemed too much to bear. They tried to stay strong, but deep inside they felt exhausted, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. He saw every moment of that fatigue, and he never once turned away from them. Even when they felt weak, he was their strength. Even when their faith felt tiny, he was holding them steady. Many believers might feel they are barely holding on. But the truth is, the Lord has held them all along. Every step they took, even they shaky, once was guided by His hand. They were never walking alone. Not for a single second. He wants them to truly understand this now. They are stronger than they think, not through their own power, but because His strength lives within them. The very fact they are still here, still seeking, still listening, proves that God has been sustaining them. Others would have collapsed under the weight they have carried, but He kept them standing. They must not let their struggles convince them that nothing is changing. Spiritual growth often feels invisible while it unfolds. Just because they see no immediate results doesn't mean progress is not being made. He is working in their hearts, refining their thoughts, strengthening their spirits, and preparing them for what lies ahead. They are not the same person they were before this season began, even if it does not feel that way yet. The Lord also reminds them that their feelings do not define their reality. There will be days when they feel uncertain, when doubt tries to drown out the truth. But they must learn to stand on what He has spoken, not on what they feel in the moment. His promises do not change based on their emotions. His presence never departs when they feel low. He remains constant, steady, and faithful. Even when their hearts feel unsteady, they can breathe deeply and let go of the heaviness they have been carrying. They do not need to keep holding on to everything so tightly. He is there to carry it with them. In fact, He asks them to place it in His hands. Their worries, their fears, their unanswered questions surrendered to Him. They were never meant to handle them alone. They are not behind. They are not failing. They are not forgotten. They are in a process that is shaping them into someone stronger, wiser, and more prepared than they realize. And He is walking with them through every part of it, so they can lift their heads, letting hope rise within them. Even now He is renewing their strength. Even now He is restoring their peace. They will not remain in this place forever. What feels heavy today will not define their tomorrow. Staying close to Him as His children because He leads them forward and He will give them the strength they need for every step ahead. He wants His children to rest in this truth now. He is not a promise breaker. What He has spoken over their lives will come to pass not by chance, not by luck, but by His faithful hand. He does not begin something and leave it unfinished. When He places a vision in their hearts, when He stirs a desire deep within them, it is because He has already made provision for it in their future. They have wondered if what they are waiting for will ever arrive. They have questioned whether the things they have prayed for are still possible. But He assures them, now do not let time weaken their trust in Him. Time does not cancel His promises. Delay does not erase His word. What He has said still stands. Indeed, will stand long after their doubts fade away. There are blessings He has prepared for them that are not small, not temporary, nor fragile. They are lasting, meaningful, and aligned with the purpose He has designed for their lives. But those blessings require trust. They require patience. They require a heart that is willing to walk with Him step by step. Even when the path is not fully visible, He knows it is not easy to wait without clear answers. He knows it stretches their faith when they cannot see what is ahead. But this is where trust becomes real. Trust is not built when everything is visible and certain. Trust is formed in moments when they choose to believe Him even when they do not understand Him. He urges them to hold on to this. His timing is never random. It is intentional, precise, and perfect. What He brings into their lives at the right time will carry peace with it, not confusion. His path brings clarity, not chaos. They will not have to force it or question it because they will know it comes from Him. They may feel like they are waiting, but He is positioning them. He is aligning circumstances, people, and opportunities that they cannot yet see. He is going before them, preparing the way so that when they step forward, they will step into something that is ready for them. Not something they have to struggle to hold together. They should not lose heart in this season, nor let impatience cause them to step away from what He is doing. They remain steady. They stay close, continuing to trust Him, even when it feels quiet. A soft chime. Silence does not mean His absence. He is still speaking, still working, still guiding, even when they do not hear His voice as clearly as they would like. He offers this assurance to them. They will not miss what is meant for them. What He has prepared will find them at the right time, in the right way. And when it does, they will understand why the waiting was necessary. They will see how every moment of delay was actually building something stronger, something better, something that could not have come any other way. So they rest in Him, trusting His heart. He is faithful to them, and He will fulfill every promise He has placed over their lives. For His children, now is the moment where listening must turn into action. They have heard His voice, they have felt His presence, and they have begun to understand what He is doing in their lives. But He is not calling them to simply hear Him. He calls them to respond. Faith is never passive. Trust is never silent. What they do next matters. He asks them to make a decision in their hearts right now, not tomorrow, not later when it feels easier, but in this very moment. Will they trust Him even when they cannot see the full path? Will they release their need to control every outcome and place it in His hands? This is where their breakthrough begins, not when everything changes around them, but when something shifts within them. They have carried fear, doubt, and uncertainty for too long. They have allowed questions to hold more weight than His promises. But now, He is inviting them to lay those things down. They do not need to have all the answers to move forward with Him. They only need a willing heart, a surrendered spirit, and the courage to say, I trust you. Speak it, He whispers, even if their voice feels small. Even if their faith feels fragile, say it anyway. I trust you, letting those words rise from deep within them. They let Him replace the fear that tried to guide their decisions. They let Him silence the doubt that kept them stuck. This is not about perfection, it is about surrender. He also wants them to take action in the way they live each day. Trust is not just something they feel, it is something they walk in. When He tells them to wait, they choose patience instead of frustration. When He closes a door, they choose peace instead of panic. When things feel uncertain, they choose faith instead of fear. These choices may seem small, but they are powerful steps of obedience that align their lives with His will. They never underestimate what happens when they choose to trust Him fully. When they release control, they make room for Him to move in ways they could never achieve on their own. When they surrender their timeline, they step into His, and His timing carries blessings that do not bring regret. He is not asking them to be perfect. He is asking them to be willing to follow Him, willing to trust Him, willing to let go of what they thought their life should look like, so He can show them what He has planned for them. The believer takes this moment seriously. This is not just another message they hear and move on from. This is a turning point. They choose to trust Him now. They choose to walk with Him now. And as they do, they begin to see the change not just around them, but within them. He is with them, stepping forward in faith, allowing Him to lead them into what comes next. He invites them into a quiet place of holy stillness, allowing all they have heard to settle gently within their hearts. They do not need to rush from this moment. Stay in here, in His presence, where peace is not something they must chase. It is something they receive. He wants them to remember all He has spoken to them. Their waiting is not wasted. Their delays are not denials. Every moment they have questioned, every step that felt uncertain, belongs to a greater plan that He is unfolding with care and precision. He has not forgotten them. He has not overlooked them. He has guided them even when they could not see His hand. They are not behind in life. They are not missing out. They are exactly where they need to be for what He is preparing, and what He is preparing is worth the wait. It is deeper than what they imagine, stronger than what they expected, and more aligned than anything they could have created on their own. So they can rest now, releasing the tension they have been carrying, letting go of pressure to figure everything out. They do not need all the answers tonight or tomorrow or even in the days ahead. They only need to stay close to Him. The Lord guides His followers step by step, moment by moment. When doubt tries to return, they recall His voice. When impatience rises, they recall His timing. When fear whispers to them, they remember His promises. He is constant. He is faithful. He stands with them through every season, and He will not leave them in the middle of what He has started. Heavenly peace is available to them right now, not because their surroundings have changed, but because they choose to trust Him with everything. They must hold on to that peace, protecting it, letting it become their strength as they move forward. And thus His message settles into their spirit. His children hear Him speak again. What He has begun there must continue. Beyond this moment, there are still hearts waiting still, souls searching still, lives that need the very light He has poured into them. When they give, they are not losing. They are releasing a river that reaches places they might never see, but He sees all. The Lord said, "Those who sow in tears shall reap in joy." and he declares that over them now as a living promise. This should be their response. Lord, use them to carry his word. They must not hold back when he calls them forward. The PayPal link in the description and the QR code shown on screen are not just simple tools. They are doors the Lord has opened to step into this work with Him. They must act because delayed obedience closes moments He has specifically prepared for them. As they give, He will bless them, multiplying what they release and pour back into their lives in ways that will overflow. They step into this act of faith and part of His harvest. Now they go forward with peace in their hearts. They stay connected, they stay faithful, and continue to walk with Him, and they must remember He is always with them. To their family, they want to share something important with them all. Recently, their channel has been demonetized by YouTube, which means they no longer receive any earnings from their videos. Every video takes lots of time, effort, editing, and resources to create, but they still want to keep spreading these powerful and uplifting messages to everyone. They truly wish to keep this channel alive and continue their mission. But doing this without any support is becoming very difficult. If their content has ever helped anyone, inspired them or supported them in any way, they humbly request viewer support through Buy Me a Coffee. Even a small contribution helps them continue this journey. The support link is available in the comment section and the description. They offer thanks for their love, support and prayers. May God bless them.